With a new Silent Hill game on the way and more coming in the future, I think this is the perfect time for an update. If you're new, this will help you get into Silent Hill before the next game drops. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. With so many Silent Hill games out there, it can get confusing. So I'm here to make it easier for you. And even if you already know the series but aren't sure what order to play, I've got you covered. With 4 main entries and a bunch of spin-offs, there's plenty to dive into. But knowing where to start is key if you want the story in the right order. You can also jump around with some of the games. For example, Silent Hill 2 works perfectly on its own, but Silent Hill 3 pretty much requires knowing the first game. So first off, let's talk about playing the games in timeline order, which just means following the story as it happens. Some games don't really connect to the main story, so I left those out to keep things simple. But don't worry, I'll include them later when we go through the release order. Anyway, let's start with Silent Hill F, the 8th main game in the series. This one takes place in 1960s rural Japan instead of the usual town, making it the first game to play. It's set to release this September 25th, 2025 for PS5, Windows, and Xbox Series. You'll play as a high school student, Hinako Shimizu, trying to survive after Ebisugaoka is swallowed by fog and overrun with monsters. Next up is Silent Hill Origins of 2007. It's a prequel set in the 1970s, but like Silent Hill 3, it won't make much sense if you haven't played the first game. Then there's the short message. It's tempting to call it a spin-off, but it really feels like a main Silent Hill game, just a shorter one. Now it's time for Silent Hill 1 of 1999, the very first game in the series. It's set in 1983, 7 years after Origins, and it's playable on the PS1. I actually remember playing this one as a kid with my brother. Really good times. And honestly, the movie adaptation for this game wasn't bad to me either. Next is Silent Hill 2 of 2001, originally on the PS2. It follows James Sunderland and is set in the early 1990s. Now, some of you might ask if you should play the 24 remake. The remake stays true to the original, so if you want that classic atmosphere and horror, go with the original. But if you're new and prefer modern visuals and smoother gameplay, the remake is a solid choice too. Both are great. It really depends if you want the nostalgic vibe or a fresher look. Moving to Silent Hill Homecoming of 2008, set around 1993. It has its own storyline that doesn't fully fit into the main timeline, though it does mention events from the mid-1970s like the mine disaster. The main story follows Alex Shepard, a war veteran who gets a ride from Travis Grady, the protagonist from Origins. This one available on PS3, Xbox 360, and Windows. It's time for Silent Hill 3 of 2003. A direct sequel to the first game set 17 years later. This time, the story focuses on Heather, who's drawn back to Silent Hill to try and stop the Order once and for all. It's available on PS2 and Windows. Now we have Silent Hill 4, The Room of 2004, the last game made by Japan's Team Silent. A few members later worked on the short message, but after this, most Silent Hill games were handled in the West. Unlike the earlier games set in Silent Hill, this one takes place in the southern part of the fictional city of Ashfield. Next, you should play Silent Hill Downpour of 2012. It's set in the series' iconic town and follows Murphy Pendleton, who's out for revenge after the death of his son. The game can be played on PS3 and Xbox 360. It takes place in a contemporary period, but it's not directly tied to the main continuity, instead exploring a new region of Silent Hill. Finally, we have Silent Hill, Shattered Memories of 2009, a reimagining of the very first game. You play as Harry Mason, exploring a Silent Hill with a new icy look, set around the year of its release. The core plot is similar, but with big changes that impact the events of Silent Hill 1 and 3. It doesn't fit into the main timeline, but it is definitely worth mentioning, and honestly, it's the one spin-off or remake you really should play. You can play this one on Wii, PS2, and PlayStation Portable. And that's it for the storyline. Now, let's switch to the release order, which includes a bunch of spin-offs too. So follow along and you can either pause the video or take a screenshot to save this order. Did you know there's an upcoming game called Silent Hill Townfall? It's a spin-off for PS5. The exact timeline isn't confirmed yet, but rumors say it's set in 1989, between the first and second games. There's also a new movie, Return to Silent Hill, based on Silent Hill 2, set to release in US theaters on January 23, 2026 by Cineverse and Iconic Events. Before we wrap up, I just want to mention a few things. Silent Hill. The short message is completely free on PS5. Also, Orphan 2, Orphan 3, and The Escape are all mobile games, worth checking out if you're curious, but honestly, nothing too special. Then there's Silent Hill, Book of Memories for PS Vita, which is pretty different with its dungeon crawler style gameplay. Alright, we've reached the end of the video. Drop a comment if you have any other recommendations, and check out this playlist for more games play order, since more are coming. Don't forget to subscribe for great content. And guys, see you until next time.